Hello folks, I am finally back with a review of the Silencer Co. Omega 300 suppressor with the Sauer MCX Rattler. And the previous week I did it with the Daniel Defense DDM4 PDW. So I finally was able to do that, and now I'm going to do this particular one here with the Rattler. Now, with this particular suppressor, like I said last week, it worked very well with that, and it shot like a dream because this is actually my first suppressor. Now, with the Rattler, there's going to be a little bit of a difference here. It is a shorter barrel. The barrel is 5 inches. And it does have a selector switch on here, and I'm going to try to show that to you. The selector switch is over here where you can, I don't know if you can see that very well, but I'm going to switch this around so you can see. Here we go. All right, you notice there's a plus sign when you switch it to the down position. That particular setting is basically for unsuppressed. You could shoot whether it's a 300 blackout, unsuppressed, and that's what they recommend this setting for. Now, the other setting, you're going to notice a little minus sign, and with the arrow going down here, when you flip the switch over, this is for suppressed, when you're using your 300 blackout suppressed. Now, the first several shots when I shot this, basically, I forgot to switch it over to the suppressed side. So it did its job, but this the reason why you want to switch that over is to avoid blowback. A lot of people complain about the blowback of dust or whatever that comes back, and a lot of people are not happy with that. So I did several rounds with it, and yes, that blowback did get me kind of like in the face, and it was a little bit irritating, and I remembered after 10 rounds to flip it over. So as I flipped it over, it seemed to work pretty well. But the suppressor, we're only talking about this. It's basically that the suppressor did its job like it's supposed to. It dampened the sound, and it was more like nothing. I mean, the sound is really great. You don't really hear that bang or anything like that. It's just a really awesome device to have on your firearm. I had other friends that were at the range. It was actually the range I work at, and the other guys that were at the range, they were greatly impressed. The combination of the Omega 300 with the Rattler. And the one guy, he's a Marine, and he has the Rattler as well, but he's a really good shooter. He shoots very fast, very quickly. And I'm going to show you some pictures, well, not pictures, targets of what I have. Now, this is just me shooting right here. Now, mind you, I haven't shot this firearm probably since March, before the whole pandemic thing started, and I left the optic on set the way it was, and this is the result that I have. It shot very well, accurately, with the suppressor on. Now, I have to work on my own sighting a little bit. Maybe I need to make adjustments on the optic, probably. I'm not sure if it's the optic or me, but I will pretty much check that out and get a few clicks over so it could be a little bit more centered. And like I said, the sound with that is really, really great. The thing about it is, a lot of times people say with suppressors, when you add that to a firearm, it may change your point of impact. So I don't know if that's a result of the suppressor making a change of impact, or whether it's whether the sight was not centered, or in most cases, it's going to be me. I'm going to show you some other targets, and this is from the guys that I work with. And I'm going to show you, excuse me for all that noise and everything. I'm going to show you, this is the shots that the Marine did. He shot this very quickly. To be that accurate and very quickly at 10 to 15 yards, it was really good to see how fast he could shoot. There are other targets that that are basically his. He probably has those, but he shoots very quickly and accurately. So these are all his shots here. I guess he made a miss. So that's going to happen when you're shooting fast anyway. But to have them pretty much centered like that, a quick shooting at a fist size, that is pretty awesome. Here is some of my shots that I'm playing around at distance, anywhere from between 10 and 15 yards. I think when I tried to get cocky and try to do 15 yards, I shot wrong over here and wrong over here. But in any event, the suppressor did its job. And like I said, roughly about the first, let's say 10 shots, I was getting that blowback that was in my face. But by the time I got the shots 20 around there, it didn't seem as bad. It seems like I wasn't getting as much blowback. Maybe it's because when I flipped the switch on this, it probably worked, got acclimated from being in the one position and then switching to the other position. It wasn't as bad. Well, I'm just going to end the video right now because there's nothing too much to say about this. But guess what? There is going to be a comparison video between the Rattler and, of course, the PDW, the Daniel Defense PDW. Stay tuned for that one. In the meantime, happy shooting. Stay safe. #2A.